Hello. We're going to do the Chapter 20 practice test today. I hope you have already finished the test, did your best, and now we can just check to see how you did. You'll notice this part down here I am going to show a lot today. This is the main thing you need to remember for the entire practice test. If you have an unreal condition, if it's in the present time, we use the simple past grammar and the would plus the simple form. So for example, if I were you, I would go. Right, just the simple form there. If it's the past time, we need some kind of PP. So in the if clause, it'll be most likely the past perfect, if I had known. And then the main clause, it would be would plus the present perfect, I would have gone, I would have seen. All right, we'll come back to that many times today. So first, check the instructions for the part one. Complete the sentence with the appropriate form of the verb in parentheses. Pay attention to tense. They say pay attention to tense. It means exactly this. So are we talking about the present or future time, or are they talking about a past time? The first few parts of the test are not mixed tense. So if one half is past, the other half will be past. If one part is present, the other part will be present. So that'll make it a little bit easier. A little bit later, there is a mixed tense, which is a little bit more tricky. Okay, please fill in the blank only. Do not rewrite the entire sentence. So make sure you follow that instruction well. All right, the first one. If you, really I should have tell written here. I didn't mean to put the past tense in there. If you didn't have a ride, I would have picked you up. First thing to do, check the time. And you can see we're talking about a past event. Maybe it was yesterday or last weekend. So for a past event, we need some kind of past perfect grammar here. I already have my second part done. I would have picked you up. So that part is already done. But let's get the past perfect grammar in here because we have the past time. So what you would write for the answer here would be if you had told. That's the only thing that you will write for the answer there. Past time, use past perfect. Okay, for number two, first thing to do, as always, check the time. This is saying in general, I don't have much money. It's talking about simple present. So all of this is going to be about the present or future, which means this is the grammar that we want. Simple past grammar for the if clause, would plus base form, but that's already given to you. So for this one, I don't have much money, but if I were rich, I'd buy my parents a new house. Okay, so there's the answer for that. Again, we mentioned in class that for unreal conditions in the past, were is always the best choice. Doesn't matter what your subject is. I were, she were, he were, you were, they were. That's the best choice for the test. Even though, as I mentioned, in speaking, you will hear was quite frequently. All right, so that's well, that's the first part of the test. Let's go on to the second part. Read the instructions. Fill in the blank with the verb in parentheses. Same thing that we had in the first part. The sentence may be true or untrue, so we're going to have some real conditionals and some unreal conditionals, so make sure you pay attention to that. Which one is talking about reality? It is happening, or it will happen, or it might happen. Which ones are talking about something that is not going to happen or very unlikely to happen? And then have your grammar match. And again, you see I copied this down here again. If it's an unreal condition, check the time, use the grammar appropriately. So the first one, if my mother out about my grades, I would be in big trouble. Now, this is not a mixed tense conditional on this part. So the easiest thing to do is just look at the second part. It's not I would have been, it's I would be. that means this is all talking about the present time period, present or future. Kind of works for both. So in that case, it is a present time. Stay with the simple past grammar. If my mother found out about my grades, I would be in big trouble. So everything here all matches. Number 4, if you go to the store today, please pick up some laundry detergent. Is this a true situation, a real conditional, or should this be untrue, unreal? You already have the hint right there in the first half. If you go. This is just our regular adverb clause talking about the simple present or the future. So it is present time, but sorry, it's not unreal conditional at all. We ignore all of this. We just go with our regular grammar we've always had before. If you go to the store today, please spell it correctly, of course, is important. Please pick up some laundry detergent. This is an order, so we just have the very simple form here. Please pick up some laundry detergent. Okay, don't get confused on this part of the test. If it's a real conditional, then just follow the usual simple present, possibly future grammar that we've always had before. Nothing special. Don't start thinking about the unreal condition special grammar. All right, the next part. Complete the sentence with the correct form of the verb. You can guess the verb based on the words in the previous sentence. So it doesn't give you the verb in parentheses. You see there's no verb here. You have to guess what the verb is based on the previous sentence. And you're probably going to just copy the verb that you have in the first sentence for the second one. Do not write the entire sentence, just fill in the blank. Since I don't need my car today, there is our verb right there. Since I don't need my car today, Sarah will use it. Okay, now we're going to change to the unreal thing. If I needed my car today, I wouldn't let her use it. Simple past because this is unreal, and you can see our time period is talking about today. Today or the very near future for today. So present time, stick with the simple present grammar. Again, you're just always going to come back to this to make your decision. Number 6, I got in a car accident. I was texting when the car in front of me suddenly stopped. If I had not been texting, I could have stopped my car in time. Right, so you see I used the PP, the past perfect there, because the time period is the past. I was texting. This is something that happened yesterday or the week before, so we're going to follow the past perfect grammar for it. Now you notice I did had not been texting. I need to follow the same form of the verb that was in my real conditional. So that's a past progressive. So now I'm going to make it past perfect, but with the progressive along with it. Had not been texting. All right, so that's the third part. Now the fourth part, you're given the real condition here, and then asked to imagine what if it were different? What if it had been a different situation? So you put the unreal conditional here. Pay attention to the mixed tense, which means you might have simple past in one side and then the present in the other side. So you need to mix this down here, how you're going to use that. I'll show the example. My boyfriend didn't answer my phone calls, so I am angry at him. So the first part that we're going to use here is simple past, which means we go down to our past perfect grammar. My boyfriend didn't answer, but if my boyfriend had answered my phone calls. Okay, so there's our first part. Simple past concept in the first clause, so we're going to keep that down here at the past perfect. Now we change to simple present So now we're going to change to the present for our second half, the would part. If my boyfriend had answered my phone calls, I would not be angry with him. Okay. In the real condition, you're angry, but if he had just done it right, you would not be angry. Make sure your meaning matches. All right, and the second one, I can't call my girlfriend now. Let's stop right there. That is the present time period, so we're going to go simple past grammar for the first clause here. I'm going to go ahead and, actually, I got this a little bit mixed up. Sorry about that. We have a because clause here, so actually the cause and effect is going to change our order. If you have a because clause, this one is going to go first, and then this one is going to go second. So we'll start with the second one here. Because I left my cell phone at home, that's the past time period, so past perfect. But if I hadn't left my cell phone at home, comma, and now we can finish. I can't call my girlfriend right now, that's present, so we're going to finish with what we have for the present form. But if I hadn't left my cell phone at home, I could call my girlfriend. I hope I didn't confuse you with this one. I should put now in there also. I changed from could to would just because I'm working with can't here. In most cases, we do use just the would with the unreal conditional, but if your meaning is could, then we change it to the could. That will happen sometimes. And actually, if you did say would here, I would call my girlfriend now, I might cut you some slack on that. I might let that one go, since it doesn't sound so bad. All right, need to get finished here. Identify the implied condition by making a sentence using an if clause. We practiced this in the class. So you have the first part usually already has half of your unreal conditional. I would be lost. It's the would be. So you can see this is talking about the present time. I would be lost now. This is the implied conditional, the implied if part. So what they want you to do is just get in the if part here. Just have to write a long sentence. We can start with the same one. I would be lost if you didn't help me. This is just the simple present time, so I just want to stay right here with all of it. Here it says I would be. That tells us we're in the simple present. So here I want to stay with the simple past grammar. I'll just keep it with this. I would be lost if you didn't help me. And the second one, Bob would have done his homework. There's your clue right now that we are in a past time. Bob would have done his homework, but the power went out last night. So let's change it to an if clause. Bob would have done his homework if, no comma, the power, we're past, so we gotta go past perfect, had not gone out last night. That's the answer to that one. All right, we need to get to the very last part. The very last part is using the wish grammar, which follows the same thing we've been talking about earlier. Wish uses unreal grammar structures. So, wow, that was such a close game. So we're going to be down here. It was past tense. I wish our team had won. It's disappointing now. I wish they had won, yesterday or a few hours ago. The next one, it is hard for James to make new friends. We are in the present time here, so let's keep it in the present. He wishes he weren't so shy. So again, we're following the same grammar. Check the present, check the time. If it's present time, that's what you use. If it's past time, that's what you use. That is the whole test. Every section follows that. All right, good luck on the test.